What's going on, you beautiful people? How are y'all doing today? I'm sick. My whole house over here. My whole house over here is sick. When we praying though, and eating the right stuff, home remedies and things of that nature. But that's not why I'm coming on here. I'm still going today actually to take my CDL permit. So if y'all could pray for me for that, man, that I could pass this bad boy. I'm nervous about it. It's just the permit test. So it's the general knowledge, air brakes, and something else. But I'm gonna go take that here in a little bit. Take my sick self up there and go take it. But the reason why I'm coming on here right now is because there's a lot. I don't know if you guys are on social media, but there's a lot of posts. There's a lot of posts right now about how the elections went yesterday. And I mean, what can I say? I called the whole thing with Zorhan Mamdani. I say he was going to win. And it just strengthens, my thought process behind why he was going to win. You got a lot of people in New York that are living messed up, right? They live bad lives, It's a lot of homeless. There's a lot of people living below the poverty line. And when you have somebody coming in saying that they're going to give you free stuff and that they're going to switch things up, and then when you got a city that's plagued with a lot of crime and you got a person coming in saying, oh, we're going to send social workers and we're going to do this against the police to, to stop all this. I mean, that offers a bit of hope to those people. Now, if you're an everyday working American, or you have a business, then obviously you don't want this guy to be your mayor. But there's a lot of people losing their minds. I've seen posts of, 9/11, people saying, New York, you forgot, which I feel is kind of messed up, to post that, because it's him being a, excuse me, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm sick. Him being Muslim isn't the issue. It's the policies in which he wants to implement in New York. That's the issue. We got a lot of American Muslims that are good people in our country. So that's not the issue. But I gotta say, I had this weird dream last night pertaining to all of this stuff, right? And it was crazy. I was telling my wife about it this morning. But the dream, everything around me, and there was just me there, right? It was just me there. Everything around, and it was a voice. And I'm saying, I feel like it was God, right? Or like, I don't know, it was something beyond me, right? But everything around me kept getting hit with a whirlwind or a tornado or whatever it was, but it was demolishing everything. And it was right up close. So it wasn't like I was standing in a city or something. It was like I was standing in this place, and it was just like a place. There was nothing but these whirlwinds that was happening, and everything was getting torn down and then coming back up. And then it was new, and then it would get torn down again and then built back up. And the voice was telling me, how I could remember it, was saying, all of it's meaningless. All of this stuff is meaningless. It passes. It's going to pass away, and it gets destroyed. And then it comes back as something new, and then it gets destroyed, and then it comes back as something new. And I kept seeing this. I seen the dude, Zorhan Mamdani, was in my freaking dream. I don't know if it was because I was paying attention to the election last night or what, but he was in my dream, and it was him on stage, and it got lifted up, and then it got torn down. And then it just kept happening repeatedly. But the voice was saying, all of it is meaningless. This whole existence that you have outside of the choices that you make personally, talking to me, Cash, it's all meaningless. And everything goes away. And then it comes back up as something new. And then people complain about it. People get in this hysteria about it. People freak out all about these things that they get torn down and they come back. And in the process of it, the voice was telling me, the only thing, saying that you can't take anything with you when you leave this life. There's nothing that you could take except your kids. So it made me think about the Bible verse when I woke up where, you can't store up your treasures here on earth, right? You can't take nothing with you. You can't take your house, you can't take your money, you can't take your cars, you can't take your clothes, you can't take nothing. The only thing that you can take with you is your kids. And it made so much sense to me in the dream. It's like, because the way that you raise your kids up, the way that you imprint your children, the things that you teach your children, and the choices that you make in front of your children is going to be the only thing that could come with you when this is all done, when it all gets torn down and it's just you standing there before God, right? And your kids will have that same the same opportunity. So then it got me thinking about all these posts that I'm seeing. Like, I got my stuff pulled up right here and I'm looking through it all, and there's chaos all over the internet right now. Everybody's just freaking out. And I just want to tell you guys, yo, it doesn't matter. And I said this in this video, it's going to sound crazy, everything that I'm about to say, but it's the truth. And I'm seeing it more and more, the more I pay attention to the whole Candace Owens thing, because, you know, I'm paying attention still. I'm paying attention to, you know, Tatum and all the things that he's saying. I'm paying attention to Trump. I've been on Truth Social and his ominous post that he put out, you know, that So It Begins. I see Marjorie Taylor Greene on The View. I listen to all of it, but I'm looking at it and I'm just remembering that dream, saying that it is all meaningless. I was going to talk about all of this political stuff today, and it was like, for what? For what? Is that gonna help this situation at all if you come in and give your 2 cents about politics? Does it matter? In the end, it all fades away. All of it fades away. And then the whole stuff going on with Israel, you know, and I'm re-questioning, you know, how we look at all of these situations. You know, we got Israel. I don't know if you guys seen the article that came out, and this person actually got in prison for releasing this, about the Israeli soldiers that were caught assaulting, you know, SAing this female. Israeli soldiers was gang banging this, you know what I'm saying, this chick. And then Netanyahu came and literally tried to cover it up and called it propaganda, and then imprisoned the woman who put it out, who put this information out. And it just struck me, because I listen to all my guys, I listen to Ian, and some of the stuff, like, he goes down these rabbit holes that I just can't get behind, but a lot of stuff that he says makes sense. I'm still like, that's my bro. I'm still a fan. And I hear him, and then I see these kind of articles, and then I see Netanyahu, and then I hear Candace Owens, and then it's just like, listen, I want all y'all to hear this, right? When it comes to these foreign nations, when it comes to our own government, when it comes to our own politicians, when it comes to people that are in your life, in your house, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is susceptible to corruption. Everyone. There's not a soul that's alive today on this planet that is not susceptible to corruption. All right? When we talk about Israel, it gets me how people get so upset when somebody questions anything that has to do with Israel. But in the same way, it's crazy to see how far people go in their criticism of talking about Israel, you know? But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It does not matter if you believe that Israel has the right to exist or if they don't. It doesn't matter if you believe in free Palestine or you don't. It doesn't matter if you think that Bibi Netanyahu is the greatest thing in the world or you don't. It doesn't matter if you believe Candace Owens or you don't. It doesn't matter if you believe me or you don't. None of it matters. It doesn't matter if you think that Trump is just the terror, the tangerine terror, or the greatest president that we've ever had. None of it matters. It does not matter. The only thing that matters in this life, 100%, the only thing that matters in this life is what you choose. Literally the choices that you make. That's all. Because at the end of the day, when you stand before God, that's what you're going to give an account for, is the things that you chose. That's it. Plain and simple. It's going to be the things that you chose. And if we are calling ourselves believers, I call myself a believer. You know what I'm saying? Then I got to walk like that. I've got to walk like that. You got to walk like that. And I know it seems like, you know, the cliche, you know, oh, we're believers, so we're supposed to know. This is the God's honest truth. As a believer, you're supposed to have a certain conduct in this world. And we're all still trying to figure it out. But You ain't never gonna get no closer to figuring it out if you don't open this and read and spend time with God. And that's the truth. And it's plain. It's a really plain, simple truth, but we complicate it. We complicate it so much with our denominations. We complicate it with, what type of believer are you? We complicate it. There's only one type of believer. There's only one. There is no denominations. That's throw all of that away. If you're not in your Bible, then you're being misled. Because there's not one person, I don't care what pastor you listening to, there's not one person on this planet that is not susceptible to corruption or to get it wrong. And the only way that you can hold somebody accountable when they get it wrong is if you know the information that is being presented to you. So that way it can't be twisted. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I know it's not what people want to hear, because it's not. What I'm saying right now, it's not polarizing. It's not controversial. It's not none of that. What I'm saying is simple and straight to the point. And really it's not going to grab somebody's attention. You know what I'm saying? But that goes into me with that dream. It's like, yo, what are you going to choose to do right now when you get on your live? What are you going to choose to do? Because I can easily dive into the politics and the viewers will go up and it'll get shared and but it's like, no, man, it's beyond that. The clicks and views is all good and everything. And I love it. Like I love when I get a big hit on my videos and it's nice and that looks good, but it doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what am I portraying to people? What am I giving to people? What am I putting out there in the airways? Because I'm not proud of some of my videos. You know what I'm saying? I'm not proud of some of my takes. So, okay, you're not proud of that, but then you're going to repeat it? No, you just got to keep trying to do better. That's all. And that's the same thing I'm telling you out there. Some of you, your thing might, you might just interact with people on a day-to-day at your job or in your home or whatever. It's just, what are you going to choose to do? What are you going to choose to say? How are you going to choose to be? Everybody should start their day off, man, with the same way, with prayer. Talking to God to say, yo, guide my steps today. Guide my heart. Guard my tongue of what I'm putting out there, because, yo, this world, everything gets caught up in a whirlwind and it fades away real quick. Everything fades away. Life fades away like that. Life is over real quick. It seems like you're here for a long time. It's not. I'm about to be 37 years old here in a couple days, man. I remember being 5 years old, sitting on my granny's bed watching TBN, Kids Club, Saturday mornings. And here I am, got my own kids. Grown man, you know what I'm saying? I got a grown man about to be in the military. This is what we should be discussing, And we can say that, yeah, but cash politics is important. It's only important if you make it important. Because when you look through these history books and you see the ways that we grew up before, the things that people lived through before, they made it through those times. People made it through the Crusades. People made it through slavery times. People made it through the bubonic plague. People made it through, all these different eras of time. And they made it through. And life is still going. Here we are, years removed from all of these things. And our lives are no different than theirs, except we have different things around us, different technology, different ways that we communicate to each other, but it's the same struggles. It's the same exact struggles. They had choices to make back then. The apostles had choices to make when they were being, excuse me. The apostles had choices to make when they were being persecuted. The early church had choices to make when they were being persecuted. Everybody has choices to make. That's all your life is a bunch of choices put together. And you call it a life, a lifetime. It's just a lifetime of choices. That's all. The scenery may change. The problems that you face in your life may have changed from the problems that somebody faced 100 years ago, 200 years ago, but you're still just making choices. And there's only one for sure choice that you can make to protect yourself in these whirlwinds. And that one choice is to submit yourselves to God. That's it. Accept the Holy Spirit. Accept the free gift that was given to you on the cross. That's it. And it's cliche, and I know it's not popular, but it's the truth. It's the truth. And it'll reflect in your life. It'll reflect in the way that you deal with people and situations. It'll reflect in how you speak. So let that be what your mind is focused on. Not the elections, not, food stamps, not any of those things. And if people knew their Bibles, that was the tripping about the whole food stamps. He tells them, he say, look at the flowers of the field, how they're beautiful, beautifully adorned. They don't wake up and worry about what they're going to wear. They know that God's provided the beauty that they have. Look at the birds of the air, how they fly around carefree all day long, not worrying about what they're going to eat or how they're going to eat. They trust that God is going to provide for them, and he does. So how much more important are you than that sparrow that flies around carefree worrying about what he's going to eat? You may not get the things in this life that you want, but if you're trusting God, I guarantee you he's going to always provide you with what you need. And that's the difference maker. We've gotten so self-absorbed and so selfish within ourselves that we forget that God provides. Literally, right when you woke up, he gave you the air that you're breathing. Simple. He gives you the faculties to operate in this plane of existence. The senses that you have: sight to see, ears to hear, hands to touch, a mouth to taste. So don't be caught up and discouraged by any of the stuff that you see on social media, man. And let's get back to the basics of just trusting God. And that's all I got. A simple message for you guys today. I love you guys. Y'all say a prayer for me that I get a little better, because I am beat down, bro. I can't really even, I can't even speak correctly right now. My voice is all crazy. My throat's on fire. It's on fire. And I couldn't sleep for crap, man. So, yeah, I love y'all. All right. Simple message. And I know it's crazy, but yo, it all fades away. Everything fades away. The only thing that's going to be left standing is that spirit that you got inside you that's got to go back to God. All right. That's it. I'll catch y'all later.